You remember I said something about night vision? You know, you could have a lot of fun with that. There are cameras up here. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of LJ's Garage. I am laying comfortably in a 2022 Kia Carnival. If you don't know what the Carnival is, let me just say Kia, luxury, minivan, SUV, all in one. So full of tech, so full of cool things. Stay tuned because I'm going to give you guys a walk around tour and show you why this is a fantastic MPV. And I'll clarify what that is in just a little bit. I would never think that an SUV slash minivan conglomerate MPV, multi-purpose vehicle, whatever. I never would have thought that one of these specific things would excite me. And I'm going to say this, Kia has become one of my favorites because they're very innovative, they're doing things, and they're keeping their budget very low. So for what you get, and the price point that these things come in, it's hard to beat that this minivan, and I'm going to call it that because that's what it is, let's be honest. But it is SUV style, so there is that. But Kia says this thing is beauty and capability, so we're going to find out exactly what that means today. So stay tuned and let me take you on for a little ride as I discuss and dive into some of the features of the Kia Carnival. So if you're looking for a Telluride, and let's say the Telluride's just not enough, this is one step above that. You get just a little bit more space, and you get the same 3.5 liter V6, so that's very nice. The only problem I will say right off the bat, if you are looking for something with all-wheel drive, this unfortunately doesn't have that. First complaint, and really the only complaint that I have with this thing. As far as trims, you've got the LX, the base model, the EX, and then the SX, and then this is the SX Prestige. This is the fully loaded, basically everything that you could get on one of these Carnivals. And I know I may not look like the kind of guy that would drive a minivan or SUV inspired minivan, but there's a place for all sorts of rides, vehicles, everything on the road. I love everything from smart cars all the way up to Hummer H1 Alphas. So it just depends what you like. But I'll say that this is very impressive. So keep this on your radar. As far as horsepower and torque goes, you're looking at 290 horsepower and about 262 foot-pounds of torque. So plenty of power and plenty of giddy up in this thing. It'll do 0 to 60 in about 7 seconds, which is actually pretty damn good. And on top of that, you're going to get an 8-speed automatic transmission, so no CVTs, none of that, which I am so glad. Impressively, this can tow about 3,500 pounds, which is just enough to pull a couple jet skis. And starting at about $32,000 and going way up from there, as far as you want to build this thing, you can get 7 seats or 8 seats, which I'm going to jump back there and talk about the nicety that this has to offer. Let's just say this thing has night vision. Night vision. Who needs that? I do. You might. Your friends might. So you should tell them to go stop by and check out LJ's Garage on YouTube and maybe, you know, hit that subscribe button. Maybe we can be friends. Another good thing with this is if you are a reasonable person, you care about fuel economy. This one's about 19 city and about 26 highway. Because it is front wheel drive only, the gas mileage doesn't suffer. Really, I mean, you could probably load this thing up and still get pretty close to those numbers. Unless you got some big linebacker style size kids, which then, you know, you might lose a little bit of fuel economy. But regardless. All right, so I'm going to hop outside and we're going to just give you a quick little walk around of the outside and talk about a few things that stand out to me. But overall, I mean, the headlights are stylish. The front grille is stylish. Normally, I like to dive in on the outside features, but there isn't a whole lot to pinpoint other than just, if you love it, you love it. And if you don't, you don't. I will say this much. This is an SUV-inspired minivan. So they're trying to do something different, make the minivan cool. And I love the Sienna. I don't love the Pacifica. And so there's very few minivans that I do actually think look good. And this is probably my new favorite. Not only that, but once you get on the inside, trust me, there's really not a lot that competes with this thing, especially at the price point that you could find one of these at, maybe pre-COVID, you know, barring. And if you are looking for one of these, special thanks to SVG Motors in Beaver Creek, Ohio. If you are in the area, be sure to stop in and ask for Nathan. I appreciate these guys letting me take full advantage of the inventory they have. They've got pretty much every selection of cars, SUVs, monster trucks. Okay, the monster truck part was a lie. But they do have RVs and all sorts of different things. So be sure to give them a quick look. I'll leave their link in the description below. You get plenty of storage back here since we're actually in the back of the trunk. You got these little cubby compartments, and then on top of that, you've got the under storage, which you do have the available little mat that you can put on here if need be. But even cooler, watch this. You can see right here, it says to stow the seat and to use the seat. So we can just show you what that looks like really quick. it is cold today. It's like 40 something degrees, which is way past my leave the house temperature, but I do this because I love you guys. You got folding side mirrors, and you do get remote entry for both side doors. And on top of that, if you have the key in your pocket, you can actually enable the passive entry where you walk up towards the doors, they unlock, all of that good stuff if need be. So now I'm gonna go ahead and hop in the back and show you guys a few things. But before I do that, I want to show you something really cool. You remember I said something about night vision? You know, you could have a lot of fun with that. There are cameras up here. I meant fun as in, hey guys, it's me. Before I do that though, check this out. You can slide this chair forward and backwards. That's not crazy or cool or anything. But what you can also do is you can slide this back and forth. So if you want to get that full recline, you're going to have to slide it to the left and then ease it on back. But isn't that the nicest thing? And if you're wondering, yes, these are power seats. So just a little hold of a button here. And just like that, seats back in upright position. And I want to have you guys take a peek at that door. Yep, you're seeing right, heated and cooled seats. Those aren't the only buttons though. You got your regular standard controls back here, so you can slide this, tilt this, move this, do all the things that you got to do to get your seat comfortable. On this window, you've got these hater blockers right here, so they do keep people from, you know, well, mostly the sun. But they give you a little bit of tint if you're not about the illegal tint life. And if you need the little walkie-talkie feature, you can press that, and then you can communicate back here to the people up front. Pretty nice. But this is where your camera is for the night vision and all of that good stuff. Not only do you have one sunroof, but you have two. And for the rear occupants, you've got your tri-zone climate control. They can control that right from there. Pretty easy. And I like that they put that up there, because if you're like me, you don't like people messing with the temperature in here. So, you know, those kids that are a little short, they can't do anything about that. But man, oh man, is it such a nice place to be. On the SX Prestige model, that's when you're gonna get everything that's nice. You're even gonna get these screens built into the back of these chairs. So you got two of them. And really, this is hard to beat. I can't tell you enough how comfortable these seats are. And I think Kia has done a fantastic job of wrapping this whole thing up as a beautiful package. You got your cup holders right there, cup holders in the doors, and just overall niceness. So here I am in the back seat. Pretty easy to get to. You've got this little aisle here. You can use that. Straightforward, right? I'm 5'9", sitting comfortably. I've got this seat set for me. So just enough room, and you can see there, if I did that much room, you can see how much I'd have over here. Just enough. So let's scoop by over here, and bam. And because you've got this little aisle, you can kind of stretch out a little tiny bit. It gives you just a little bit of room to, you know, make things work. And then back here, you've got more of these shades, one on each side. Cup holders, USB port over here, and this is the view. So boom, sunroof. It's nice. I like it. And you better like it as well, or else. And if need be, you can actually adjust this seat right from here. This is where the magic happens. I'll show you. Both seats do this, but it's a lot easier on the passenger side. Got that going. Oh yeah. Oh, we're not done yet. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. You can't tell me that's not magical and nice. I'm just gonna stay here. Forget the video. On the side of this, you got your inputs right there. We can go ahead and turn this on. And you can see, pretty nice. Netflix built in, HDMI, newsreader, screen sharing. But yeah, pretty nice. You can go into settings, and there's really a lot that you can do in there. I won't deep dive into all that, but just know this thing has you covered. Look at that, YouTube, LJ's Garage, subscribe. This is nice. So you got your left side door, right side door, and your rear hatch. Pop those open. On the left side, you got memory seats, your window controls. On over here, you got your steering wheel, which is pretty solid and nice. But yeah, take a look. Digital gauges. And these are pretty customizable. There's a couple different things that you can do in there. There isn't too much to dive into here. Pretty nice screen, pretty nice options that you can do there. This is where the fun begins, and which we'll dive into just in a second here. But take a look. You got dual climate control. Some buttons are actual physical buttons or toggle switches. So you can go in here and you can control everything. And same thing, if you want to go to the rear climate, you click on rear, and now you can control the settings for the rear. And you can look back up here and do it all from here if you so choose. So I like that. So I like that the option to use both screens together, you know, works very well. So we'll get out of here and we'll go back to these home screen. And like I said, in here's where you go to your passenger view and you can see the back and figure out what everybody's up to. You can't move it around or anything like that, but like I said, you do have crazy cool night vision. You can do the split screen. Go back to the home screen. You got Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. You got your maps. Ta-da! Nothing too crazy there. You got your sounds of nature, which is, you know, just a thing. Warm fireplace, open air cafe. So when you're relaxing back there, you can take advantage of that. Rear climate control is another shortcut to get into that if you want to use that. Let's turn this down a little bit. Quiet mode. This is pretty nice because when it's quiet mode, what it'll do is it'll only play music through the front speakers and it'll allow the back to be pretty quiet. So it'll limit how loud that volume can get back there. Otherwise, in here, there's not a whole lot to talk about. But yeah, you can go ahead and create different profiles. And we can see we got Sarah right now, but we're not worried about Sarah at this moment. Vehicle. And in here, you got a bunch of different things. You can do your driver assistance settings, so speed limit warnings, all of that, lane departure warning, blind spot monitoring, all of that is in here. You can go here and you can adjust how you want your cluster to look. So you've got a couple different themes available, pretty nice. You go back in here, you can click on your seats, recline second row back seats, click that. And as I'm holding that, it controls all that back here. So that's pretty nice. This is your easy exit, and that's for the driver, you know, rear control. You can control their heated and cooled seats from back here. So if your kids like to mess with that stuff, you can actually override it all from here. Let's go into lights. All of that. Doors, all of that. Convenience, wireless charging system. You can turn that on, rear wipers. And that's pretty much everything that's buried inside of that infotainment system. Going down here, pretty standard. You got your USB ports, your wireless charging pad, you know, all of that good stuff. Here you got your different drive modes. Here you got your different drive modes, your heated and cool seats, so you can just toggle that whichever direction you want. It'll turn right off. Heated steering wheel, parking cameras, and then controls for your passenger's seat, cup holders, and pretty nice overall. So I give this a rating that I won't tell you, but it's nice. So that is everything that I have to talk about on the Kia Carnival. To wrap this all up, I don't usually like to show a lot of the driving footage unless it's something really exciting. There's nothing really for me to show you of me driving, but it is a good performing minivan. And I wish that it did have the all-wheel drive because I bet you a lot more people would jump ship to this. Gas mileage is great. And coming in at just a hair under $60,000, this is a very well-equipped, very nice minivan, SUV inspired, that is. So if you've got any questions, concerns, comments, be sure to leave them down below. Thank you so much for checking out yet another video in LJ's Garage. I can't wait till the next one, and see you guys next time.